Howdy guys, this is number 2 in my squirrel trapping ventures, I guess. Again, just a disclaimer, I'm completely inexperienced with this. I'm not showing you how to do it. I'm just kind of showing my learning process here, so I'm probably showing you the wrong way to do things, or I know there's at least better ways to do things. Anyway, I took up my traps for the Thanksgiving holiday, and I'm just getting reset up and doing some research in that time. I've found another way to set things up than what I showed last time. So let me get you guys rearranged where you can see me work, and we'll go from there. Alright, I pushed this deadfall over into the crook of a, looks like a dogwood tree over here, and gonna try to use this as my base to set up the Conibear 110 on, and yeah, let's get started. And if you hear my kids in the background, they're eating lunch on the deck, and I'm just in the woods beyond my front yard, so. Just to answer a question I had last time, am I not going to dye my traps? Yes, I am, but I've got them washed off, and the directions say the more rust are on these things, the better the dye works, so I figure why not get a little bit of practice in and let these things rust up a little bit better. So anyway, let's tie this baby off. Put it right about there. Alright, what I've got here is the bottom of a can, a soda can, or this is actually a beer can. Cut the bottom off, drill a hole in it, and supposedly you can use these things as a catch or a holder for a 110 Conibear. So we'll see how it works. Alright. Alright, and to bait this thing, I just grabbed a hickory nut and try to split it in half so it'll cooperate. And indent, hopefully that'll work. There we go. Alright. Just open up the meat on the inside. If you can see that. There we go. It says peanut butter. It's not, may or may not be necessary, but I don't think peanut butter is going to hurt. Alright, give you all a close-up of that. Well, here we go. Sorry for the shaky camera here, but my camera stand is not quite tall enough. But that is how it is. I'm thinking I need to readjust the bottom of that can, but I'm going to play around with it a little bit more and just see what happens. But there we go. Alright guys, let's see how she functions. Not bad. Got an idea. I'll be right back. Alright, well I wasn't comfortable with that. It just seemed like it took too much pressure on that trigger to get it to pop because the trap was wedged up under the lip of this. It seemed too big, and you know, I've read about this. I actually did see one very short video on it, and I would give credit where credit is due, but I honestly can't remember the guy's name right now. If I find him, I'll come back and I'll put it in the description. But the Conibear, I'm not sure what you guys could see, but it was shoved way up under this lip here, and it just put enough pressure on it that it made the trigger a little bit more difficult to break free than normal, at least what I'm used to. So what I did is I went back and I cut it around that edge instead of the outer edge of the can. So this is what we got. Now, let's try that again. I think that'll work much better. Yeah, that'll work much better. Yep, I like it. Alright, there we go. Reset and ready to go. I'm gonna take some time to set a few more of these over the course of this afternoon and test it out and see what happens. Thanks for joining me, guys.